Okay, hi guys, I think I'm live now. So please do like the stream. Let us target 300 likes today before end of the stream. This stream will go on for around say 2 hours and 15 minutes to 2.5 hours. So I would assume that the session will end at around say 4:20 to 4:30 p.m. We'll be solving 16 questions. I think the first 3 questions are easy. After that, we have many medium level questions and at least 2 are hard questions. I would actually say maybe 3 to 4 are hard questions, but I definitely remember 2 questions which are on the harder side. But I made the first 3 questions to be easy. I don't want to like demotivate people at the start itself. So the first 3 questions are easy. That is what we'll start off with. I'll just quickly look at the chat. If there is no issue, we'll get started. Okay, we have close to 100 people who are live on the stream. Please do like the stream, guys. We have only 38 likes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to Vikas Chaudhary, Matthew, I am Dash. Everybody, good afternoon. Somebody is saying that the audio is slightly low. Please do confirm if the audio is good. If the audio is not good, we'll try to fix it before we start the session. Let me know how the audio is, guys. All good, sir. Okay. So let us get started with the first question. This is an easy question. Okay. Before we go to the question, I just wanted to tell you about the new subreddit that we have. This is called I am CATPreparation. This is a subreddit that we have started. So I plan to be very active on this subreddit in the coming days. So definitely do join it. We have, I think, close to 1,500 people who are pretty active on this. We are trying to keep it positive and upbeat. So definitely do check it out. If you haven't joined it, please do join it. The link to join it will be given in the description of this video. Let us look at the first question. This is the first question. It is not a difficult question. It is slightly on the easier side. Definitely try to do it. Good afternoon, Aditi, Srishti, Rutvik. Good afternoon to all of you. Sir, can you post this on Cracku portal? We basically, whenever I'm streaming on YouTube, I don't want to post it on Cracku portal because it is adding to some of the confusion. That is the reason we haven't posted it. But we'll try to figure it out in the upcoming days. Yeah, good afternoon, Gunjan. Arpita is saying, I've solved previous year's questions and nothing else. I'm a little bit worried. I would say you have done a very good job. If you have actually solved previous year's papers, that I think is one of the best resources that you can have to prepare for any examination. So if you have solved the previous year's papers thoroughly, I would say you are preparing very well. So there is nothing for you to be really worried about. Okay. Let us look at this question, guys, and let us try to solve it. The cost of 3 pens, 2 notebooks, and 4 erasers is 80. Let us assume that the cost of a pen is P, cost of a notebook is N, and cost of an eraser is E. So what is the cost of 3 pens? It will be 3P. What is the cost of 2 notebooks? It is 2N. And what is the cost of 4 erasers? It is 4E. This would tell us that 3P plus 2N plus 4E will be equal to 80. And what is the cost of 5 pence over here? The cost of 5 pence will be 5p. What is the cost of 6 notebooks? The cost of 6 notebooks will be 6n. And what is the cost of 4 erasers? Again, it will be 4e. This we are told is 176. Now, one thing you should notice is that the sum of the coefficients of p, n, and e are the same. That is, if you are adding both of these equations, 3p plus 5p is 8p. 2n plus 6n is 8n. 4e plus 4e is 80. This will be equal to 256. You divide the entire equation with 8, you are going to get p plus n plus e will be equal to 256 divided by 8, which is 32. Therefore, the sum of a pen, notebook and an eraser will be equal to 32, which is option A. Let me quickly give a shout out to everybody who got it correct before going to the next question. The people who got it correct are Sanjana, Karun, Lakshya, Chirag, Matthew, I am Dash, Vikas Chaudhary, Dhiren, Ritika, Prajukta, Amananand, Aditi, Aryan and Arushi. Let us look at the second question. This also is an easy question, not a difficult one. This is in quadratic equations. We have more than 100 people who are watching the stream live, guys. Please do like the stream. Okay, guys, time is up. Let us try to solve this question. Before we solve this question, one thing I wanted to tell you is, if you have a quadratic equation which is of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, what is the sum of roots? The two roots of this quadratic equation, when you add both of them up, you are going to get the sum of the roots as minus b by a. And what is the product of roots? The product of roots will be equal to c by a. In this particular question, what we are told is that this guy solved, both of them solved the quadratic equation. One guy made a mistake in writing the constant term and ended up with roots, which is 4 and 3. So if you assume that the quadratic equation is of the form x square, there is one x and there is a constant term, this is equal to 0, x square plus say bx plus c is equal to 0. If this is a quadratic equation that they got, now Amit made a mistake in writing down the constant term. Amit made a mistake over here and he ended up with the roots 4, 3. So even if the constant term is wrong, the roots that he got are 4 and 3. So constant term is wrong, but the coefficient of x that he noted down is correct. This would essentially imply that if the roots that he got are 4 and 3, b has to be equal to minus 7. Why should it be equal to minus 7? Because if you are getting the roots as 4 comma 3, the sum of the roots is 7. This term over here, which is the coefficient of x, only will tell us about the sum of the roots. What we know over here is that the sum of the roots is correct. The constant term over here is wrong, but the sum of the roots is correct. And the sum of the roots is 4 plus 3, which is 7. Therefore, the coefficient of x will be minus of that, which is minus 7. So the quadratic equation is of the form x square minus 7x plus c. And we don't know what is the value of c. Now the other guy, he made a mistake in writing down the coefficient of x. So suppose the quadratic equation is x square plus bx plus c, and this guy made a mistake in the coefficient of x, but he did not make any mistake in the constant term. If you don't make a mistake in the constant term is helpful in figuring out the product of the roots, because you remember over here the sum of the roots is the coefficient of x, the product of the roots is the constant term. So if this guy did not make an issue or did not make a mistake in the constant term, the product of the roots will be correct. The two roots that he got are 3 and 2. Therefore, the product of the roots is 6 and the constant term over here has to be equal to 6. So what we can infer is that the quadratic equation is of the form x square plus bx plus 6 is equal to 0. From one case, you know that the coefficient of x is minus 7. From another case, you know that the constant term is 6. So the given quadratic equation should be x square minus 7x plus 6 is equal to 0. You can factorize this to equal x minus 1 into x minus 6 is equal to 0, or the two roots will be equal to 1 and 6. So the answer is option B. Let me quickly give a shout out to everybody who got it correct before going to the next question. Prakhar Jain, Rutvik, Ritika, Aditi, Avanti, Gangopadhyay, Prajukta, Vikas Chaudhary, Devesh, Abhishek, Asmi Jain, Aman Anand, Dhiren, Aditya Mulani, Aman Anand, I am Dash, Jwalin Krishna, Karthik, Aditya, Karun, and Shreya. Let us look at the next question. This also is an easy question. I think these are the first three questions. I put them as slightly on the easier side. Guys, we have more than 100 people who are watching the stream live, 125 people. Please do like the stream, guys. Krish Patel, this will be around 2 hours and 15 minutes long, the session. So it should get over by around 4:15 to 4:30. We have 80 likes, guys. Let us get to at least 250 likes before the stream ends. So please like the stream. Okay, guys, the time is up. Let us try to solve this question. We are told that log of x to the base 4 is a. and log of x to the base 25 is b. Now, one thing we know about logarithms is if you take the reciprocal of the logarithm, the base and the arguments gets interchanged. What do I mean by it? What I mean by it is log of a to the base b is equal to 1 divided by log of b to the base a. So in this particular case, if log of x to the base 4 is a, what is the value of 1 by a? 1 by a is equal to log of 4 to the base x. Similarly, if log of x to the base 25 is b, what is the value of 1 by b? 1 by b is log of 25 to the base x. If you are adding both of them, what is 1 by a plus 1 by b? That will be log of 4 to the base x plus log of 25 to the base x. You add both of them, you are going to get log of 100 to the base x. Now, what is log of 100 to the base x? 100 is 10 square. So this is 2 times log of 10 to the base x. This is 1 by a plus 1 by b, which is a plus b divided by ab. Or what we are required to calculate is log of 10 to the base x. This will be a plus b divided by 2ab. So the answer for this question is a plus b divided by 2ab, which is option C. Let me look at the chat, guys. The people who got this question correct are Aiti Mulani, Aditi, Abanti Gangopatya, Shantanu, Anurag Mahajan, Dhiren, Sonima Dwivedi, Devesh Vijay, Akriti, Arushi, Prajukta, Ashmi, Ritika, Aman Anand, Vikas Chaudhary, Aditya Arora, Krish Patel, and Vinay. Let us look at the next question, guys. From now on, I think the questions are slightly on the tougher side. I think this is a medium level question. Sir, will we be discussing geometry questions? Yes, we are discussing at least 2 geometry questions that I can remember, and they are tough questions. So we are definitely discussing geometry. I think we are not discussing a lot of arithmetic. I think maybe there are only 2 or 3 arithmetic questions. Then there will be 2 or 3 algebra questions, and we will be having at least 3-4 geometry questions, if I remember correctly. Okay, guys, let us try to answer this question. A is working on a project that he can complete in 10 days. So let us assume that the work done by A in 1 day is 1 unit. Now A is able to finish this job in 10 days. So the total work that needs to be done will be 10 units because he's taking 10 days to finish this job. Now he works properly for 2 days. Let us assume that this is the start, and for 2 days he works properly. There is no issue. And how much work is finished in these 2 days? He does 1 unit per day. So the total work that is done is 2 units. Now after that, some software crashes and his efficiency reduces by 50%. So now he is doing only 0.5 units per day. And he works for 6 days. So after 2 days, he works for 6 days. And how much work does he do? He does 3 units because his efficiency has now decreased and is only able to do 0.5 units every day. So how much work is remaining? The total work that needs to be done is 10 units. So he has 5 units which is remaining. He did 2 units in the first 2 days and he did 3 units in the remaining 6 days. 5 units are remaining. But now he has only 2 plus 6, 8 days are over. He has only 2 days left. And to finish 5 units in 2 days, he needs to do how much work per day? He needs to do 2.5 units every day. And he knows that he can't do 2.5 units every day. Therefore, he hires an assistant. Let us assume that the assistant does A units of work every day. How much does this guy do? Piyush, or what is his name? A. This guy does A units, so 0.5 plus A is equal to 2.5, or the amount of work done by the assistant every day is 2 units. And this guy originally he was doing 1 unit per day. Therefore, the ratio of the work done by the assistant and by this guy originally will be 2:1. Amongst the options that are given, the correct answer will be option E. Let me quickly give a shout out to everybody who got this correct before going to the next question. People who got this correct are Dipul Dev, Arushi, Akriti, Asmi Jain. These guys I think got it correct. Let us go to the next question, guys. I know that XAT is just tomorrow, but if there is one video I would recommend you to watch, it is definitely this video on decision making. This is a video where Saili recorded the solutions for decision making questions from previous year's papers. I would say that it is very, very useful. We'll post the link for it in the chat. Definitely do check it out. I know it is a long video. I think it is around 4 hours long, so it will probably take you some time. But maybe you can watch it at 1.5 speed so that you can finish it. I do know that decision making makes a lot of difference in the last couple of days, because there's only 1 day left. I would really recommend you to put in effort and try to finish this in the because there is still some time. You have close to 24 hours. I think you can finish it off. Okay, this is the next question. I would again say this is a easy to medium level question, not a very trivial question, not a very difficult one. Sir, can you explain the last part again? We did add A and 0.5. Okay, Shrishti, after this question is over, I'll explain it. Basically, it is very simple. No? What we were basically told is that first 2 days, this guy A finishes 2 units of work. Next 6 days, because this guy is working only at half the efficiency, he will be able to do only 3 units, because now he is doing only 0.5 units per day. So total work completed is 3 plus 2, which is 5 units. The total work that had to be completed is 10 units. So he has to complete 5 units. And he has a total of 10 days. He used 2 plus 6, so he already used 8 days. So he has only 2 days to complete 5 units of work. That is, every day he has to do 2.5 units of work. How much work does he do every day? He does right now only 0.5 units of work. He knows that he can't finish it, that's why he hired an assistant. So this guy's work per day plus the assistant's work per day is 2.5 units, or the assistant's work is 2. And we were asked the ratio of the assistant's work to this guy's original efficiency. Shivam Singh, I don't think we can assume those kind of things. I don't think we should assume that the assistant's efficiency will reduce and all, because whatever is given, we have to just focus on that information. Okay. In this question, we are told that A and B together, they can do a task in 20 by 9 days. B and C can complete the task in 30 by 11 days. Now, all three of them together, A plus B plus C, they can complete the task in 60 by 37 days. We are told that A works on the first day, B works on the second day, C works on the third day, and this cycle repeats. When will the work be done? What we are given is the time it takes for these guys to complete the job. What we are more interested is what is their efficiency, or how much work do they do in unit time. That is what we are more interested in. Not really interested in how much time that they take, even though both of them are related. Because efficiencies you can add. If you are told that A does 5 units of work and B does 4 units of work, both of them together will do 9 units of work. That addition is much more simple. So what we will assume is that the total work that needs to be done is the LCM, the least common multiple, of the days it takes for them to finish the job, which is 20 by 9, 30 by 11, and 60 by 37. Now, why are we assuming this to be LCM? We can assume this to be any number. If you assume it to be the LCM, there won't be any fractions and calculations become easy. That is why we assume it to be LCM. Now we are given LCM of fractions. How can we calculate the LCM of fractions? If you are given the LCM of fractions, what you need to calculate is LCM of numerators divided by HCF of denominators. What are the numerators? The numerators are 20, 30 and 60. What is the least common multiple of 20, 30 and 60? That is 60. And what are the denominators? The denominators are 9, 11 and 37. What is their highest common factor? That will be 1. So let us assume that the total work that needs to be done is 60 units. If the total work that needs to be done is 60 units, A plus B take 20 by 9 days to finish this job. How much work do they do in one day? In one day, the work done will be 60 divided by 20 by 9. If you simplify it, that will be 27 units. B plus C take 30 by 11 days to do 60 units. So in one day, the work done will be 60 divided by 30 by 11. This will come to 22 units. So the work done by B plus C in one day is 22 units. A plus B plus C, all three of them together, they take 60 by 37 days to do 60 units of work. So in one day, the amount of work done by them will be 60 divided by 60 by 37. This will be 37 units. Now A plus B plus C, they do 37 units. A plus B, they do 27 units. So the work done by C in one day will be 10 units. B plus C do 22 units in one day. C alone does 10 units in one day. Therefore, B does 12 units. And A, we can figure out, will do 15 units. Now, who works on the first day? On the first day, A will work and A does 15 units of work. The second day, B works, B does 12 units of work. On the third day, C works, C does 10 units of work. All three of them together, the work finished in the first 3 days is 15 plus 12 plus 10, which is 37. Who works on the fourth day? Again, A will work on the fourth day and A will do 15 units of work. So the total work done is 52 units. The total work that needs to be done is 60 units. The next day, B works and B will be able to do 12 units of work. The total work done at the end of the fourth day is 52. So there are only 8 units of work remaining. On the fifth day, B will be able to complete 12 units of work. Therefore, the amount of days that are needed is 4 full days and 8 by 12 of the fifth day, which is 4.66 days. So the answer for this question will be option C, which is 4.66. Let me quickly give a shout out to the students who got this correct. Aditi Mulani, Aditi, Naman, Vikas Chaudhary, Aditya Arora, Gunjan, Dhiren, Prajukta, Abhishek Acharya, Aman Anand, Abanti Gangopadhyay, Shrishti, Asmij, Preeti, Ritika, Karthik, Tanisha, and Devesh. Okay, Veda, don't worry. You don't need to apologize. Even I felt bad about conducting this on the last day because I felt on the last day people should prepare on their own. But I think Ayati asked me or somebody asked me on Thursday to conduct a session on Saturday. So I thought, okay, let me do it. Devansh, yes, sometimes questions are lengthy. Yes, Satya, if you find big questions, don't attempt them at the start because it is going to take you time to actually rate it. So I'm saying these competitive exams are for IITians and people who are extreme book nerds, not for sane people. Period. Waste of time for majority of people. It's okay, man. If you don't want to take it, nobody is forcing you to take it. No? I just feel saying those kind of things one day before the examination is not helpful. No, it will be demotivating to other students. I personally know so many people who have done well in competitive exams who are not IITians, and I don't want to get into it. But yeah, if you don't want to take it, don't take it. I just don't want anybody to be demotivated one day before the examination because that won't help. A and B live in houses which are connected by a road with a park in between. It takes A T1 minutes and B T2 minutes to go to the park from their respective homes when they travel at their usual speeds. So let us assume that this is A, this is the park, and this is say B. Let the distance between A and the park, this be dA, and let the distance between the park and B be dB. Let the speed of A be SA and the speed of B be SB. Therefore, T1, which is the time it takes A, will be dA divided by SA. And T2, which is the time it takes B, will be dB divided by SB. We are given some information to give us the
ఇంకొంచెం కావాలా సార్ ఇంకా కెమెరా కూడా రివర్స్ ఉన్నట్టు ఓకే సార్ వచ్చింది రైటింగ్ రివర్స్ ఒకసారి అది మరి రైటింగ్ మిర్రర్ ఇమేజ్ లో వస్తుంది
ఓకే ఇక్కడ లైవ్ అయిపోయినట్టు లైవ్ వస్తుంది ఉంది బాబు మళ్ళీ కట్ చేయి వస్తుంది కదా Okay, guys. First of all, thanks a lot for waiting. I was very frustrated, so I thought I'll end this thing. But because so many of you have waited, let us try to do a good job. Let us try to finish this thing, and I will also put effort to teach. Because I feel if all of you are waiting, we should do a good job. So let us try to solve this. First, for people, because it has been a long time, first try to remember this question again once. I'll just give you maybe like 30 seconds to go through it so that you will recollect the question, and after that I'll again explain. There is some issue with the camera, it is too close. Let me just check with my team. Okay. Let us try to. Audio is very poor. Tell me if the audio is okay, man. Let me see. Just confirm that the audio is good and I'll continue with the explanation. Otherwise, again, we'll have to wait.
స్క్రీన్ మొత్తం బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్
ఓకే ఇలాగే ఉంటుంది ఇప్పుడు
అంటే ఇంకా కొంచెం ముందు చేస్తే మొత్తం పర్ఫెక్ట్ స్క్రీన్
ఇందాక అక్కడ ఉంది కదా ఇప్పుడు ముందరకు వచ్చింది కదా పర్లేదా ఓకే సార్ ఓకే మేనేజబుల్ ఓకే ఫైన్ గైస్ లెట్ us So basically, what we are told is there are two guys. We have A and B. This is A. This is the path, and this is B. Now we'll assume that the distance between A and the path is dA. This is the distance he has to cover every day, and his speed we'll assume is SA. For dB, the distance between B and the path we'll assume is dB, and let us assume that the speed of B is sb. T1, which is the time that A takes, will be equal to dA divided by SA. T2 is equal to the dB divided by sb, which is the time that B takes. What we are asked to calculate is the ratio between A and B, that is T1 and T2. But to do that, we need to figure out the ratio between D and dB as well as SA and sb. For that, we are given two pieces of information. One, we are told that if A goes 1/3 of the distance that he usually travels, which is dA by 3, then comes back to his home to get his wallet, and then covers the usual distance, which is dA, the total distance that this guy travels is equal to the total distance that D usually travels. That is dA by 3 plus dA by 3 plus dA, which will come to equal 5 dA by 3 is equal to dB. Or dA divided by dB is equal to 3 by 5. Now we are told another information. We are told that if A travels at the speed of B and B travels at the speed of A, the time taken by them is the same. That is dA divided by sb, that is the distance dA is traveled at the speed of B, is equal to the distance that B travels at the speed of A. You can now again figure out that sb divided by sa is equal to dA divided by dB, which is equal to 3 by 5. Now remember what we know about T1 and T2. T1 is dA divided by SA, T2 is dB divided by sb. T1 is dA divided by SA and T2 is dB divided by sb. The ratio of T1 and T2 is equal to dA by SA divided by dB by sb. This will come to equal dA divided by dB into sb divided by sc. Now dA divided by dB we know this is equal to 3 by 5. sb divided by sa also we know that also is equal to 3 by 5. So the required ratio is 9 by 25. So T1 is to T2 is equal to 9 is to 25, and that will be option A. I'm not going to give a shout out to the people who did it correct because that has gone on very long. So I don't have that list of people who did it correct. But let us go to the next question. This is the next question, not a difficult question. Try to solve it, guys. ఓకే ఇంకేం కలెక్ట్ వదిలే వస్తాను కదా ఓకే ఇప్పుడు ఇంకేం చేయకు నాకు ఇవాళ రాత్రి రేపు నేను వచ్చి Why is it going so much? I don't know, man. I don't know. I know it is frustrating for you, but I don't know what to do or why this is happening. Okay. Let us assume that log of these three are supposed to be in arithmetic progression. So if you are told that there are three, I just hold it maybe. Okay, the mic, I think that might help. Okay, let us assume that the three terms are A, B, and C. If these three are in arithmetic progression, A plus C will be equal to 2B. That is what we know about AP. If three terms are in arithmetic progression, A plus C will be equal to 2B. That is the sum of the extreme terms is 2 times the sum of the mean. In this case, this is the first term, this is the second term, and this is the third term. So log of x square minus 1 to the base 3 plus log of 6x square plus 3 to the base 3 will be 2 times log of 2x square plus 1 to the base 3. Or you can multiply this because the base is the same, which is log of 3. Log of x square minus 1 into 6x square plus 3 to the base 3 is equal to log of 2x square plus 1 whole square to the base 3. Now, if you assume that x square is a variable, say p, what we are going to get is p minus 1 into 6p plus 3 is equal to 2p plus 1 whole square, or 6p square minus 6p plus 3p minus 3 is equal to 4p square plus 4p plus 1. You can simplify this. This will equal 2p square minus 7p minus 4 is equal to 0, or 2p square minus 8p plus p minus 4 is equal to 0. This is 2p plus 1 into p minus 4 is equal to 0. So p is either equal to minus 1 by 2 or 4. But what is p? P is x square. We know that the square of any number cannot be negative. So p is not equal to minus 1 by 2. P is equal to 4. That is x square is equal to 4. So what are the terms that we know? Log of x square minus 1 to the base 3 will be log of 3 to the base 3. The second term is log of 2x square plus 1 to the base 3 is log of 9 to the base 3. And the third term will be log of 6x square plus 3 to the base 3 is log of 27 to the base 3. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So the arithmetic progression is simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So the next term will be 4, next term will be 5, next term will be 6, and the sum of these three terms is 15. Let us go to the next question, guys, just to save time because we have already wasted a lot of time. We'll quickly solve questions. Guys, we have 160 people watching. Please do like the stream. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, guys, time is up. Let us try to solve this question. In this question, we are told that log of y to the base x square plus log of x to the base y square is 1 and y is equal to x square minus 30. Then the value of x square plus y square is needed. We know the formula that log of a to the base m, a to the power m to the base b to the power n is equal to m by n into log of a to the base b. Now what we can infer from this is, in this particular case, log of y to the base x square will be equal to 1 by 2 into log of y to the base x. The second term is log of x to the base y square. This will be 1 by 2 into log of x to the base y. The sum of both of them, we are told, is equal to 1. That is 1 by 2 into log of y to the base x plus 1 by 2 into log of x to the base y is equal to 1, or log of y to the base x plus log of x to the base y is equal to 2. What we know is that if you assume that log of a to the base b is 1 by log of b to the base a, this is known to us. So if you assume that log of x to the base y is equal to p, log of y to the base x will be equal to 1 by p. So what we are essentially given is p plus 1 by p is equal to 2. This will only happen. A number plus its reciprocal will be equal to 2 only if p is equal to 1. It is very easy to prove that also. You can just write a quadratic equation. This is p square plus 1 is 2p, or p square minus 2p plus 1 is 0. This is p minus 1 whole square is 0. Or like we knew beforehand, p is equal to 1. A number plus its reciprocal is equal to 2 only if the number is equal to 1. So log of x to the base y is equal to 1, or x is equal to y. Once we know that both of them are the same, how can we calculate their value? Further, we are given another equation, which is that y is equal to x square minus 30. So if y is equal to x square minus 30, because we know that x is equal to y, x is equal to x square minus 30, or x square minus x minus 30 is equal to 0. This is x minus 6 into x plus 5 is equal to 0. So the value of x is either 6 or minus 5. But what we do know is log of x is given in the argument in a particular logarithm. So it cannot be negative. So x has to equal 6, and therefore y also is equal to 6. And therefore x square plus y square is equal to 36 plus 36, which is equal to 72. So the answer for this question is 72. Let me quickly give a shout out to everybody who got this correct. Abhishek, Jayavardhan, Jayavardhini, Dhriti, I am Dash, Aditya, Jwali Krishna, Shubhank, Akriti, Aditi, Vansh, Vikas, and Deepak. Let us go to the next question. We are starting a CAT 2026 course from this Monday. So if any one of you is actually looking to take CAT again next year, you can just Google search Cracku CAT 2026 course to get all the details. And if you are eligible for any discount also, you can check it out on the page. Just Google search Cracku CAT 2026 course. or you can just send us a message or call us on our support number. This is our support number. Note it down, please, and you can give us a call on it. Let us look at the next question. Mhm. Okay. Okay, guys, there's still time, so try to solve it. In this question, we are told that there is a bus which started from a place P at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. So we have a bus, this is P. It is going at 40 kilometers per hour. Now, after 3 hours, a bike and a car also start in the direction of the bus at 100 kilometers per hour and 60 kilometers per hour. So, in these 3 hours, let us assume that the bus reaches here. The time that has elapsed is 3 hours. So, 40 into 3 is 120 kilometers. So, the bus is right now at Q, which is 120 kilometers ahead. And at this time, what has started? A bike and a car has started. What is the speed of the bike? Speed of the bike is 100 kilometers per hour. And speed of the car is 60 kilometers per hour. Now, after how much time did the car reach the bus? Car is going at 60 kilometers per hour. Bus is going at 40 kilometers per hour. The initial distance between both of them is 120 kilometers. The rate of speed at which the car is catching up with the bus, or the relative speed of the car with respect to the bus, is 60 minus 40, which is 20 kilometers per hour. So the time it takes for the car to reach the bus is 120 divided by 20, which is 6 hours. So the car will reach the bus in 6 hours. Now, what is the bike doing this meantime? The bike goes to the bus, comes back to the car, then again goes to the bus, comes back to the car, again goes to the bus, and it continues to go in this zigzag format. But the point is, at any time, the distance, the speed of the bike remains the same. It is 100 kilometers per hour. At one point, it is going towards the bus. Once it catches the bus, it will come back to the car, then again goes to the bus, and so on. But the speed is always constant. It is 100 kilometers per hour, and this continues for 6 hours. So the total distance traveled by the bike will be 100 into 6, which is 600 kilometers. So the time it takes is 6 hours. The distance traveled by the bike is 600 kilometers. Let me quickly give a shout out to everybody who got it correct before going to the next question. Somebody is asking, is it a recorded class? It is not a recorded class, ma'am. Actually, perfectly live. Okay, let me see who all got it correct. Chinmay, Ritika, Kshitij, Vikas, Pratmesh, Srihari Rajeshwar, Hari Krishna, Arushi, Aditya, Dhiren, Anvik, Shreyansh, Shreya, Amdash, Ayush, Asmi Jain, and Shubham. Let us go to the next question, guys. This, I think you will need a formula. I hope you know the formula to solve this. Okay, guys, time is up. Before solving this particular question, I'll tell you two useful formulas which you can remember for this kind of a question. One is given perimeter. What is the number of triangles that can be formed where all the sides are integers? And the second one is what is the number of scaling triangles that will be formed if all the sides are integers? If you are told that the perimeter is P. Now, if P is odd, there is one formula, and if P is even, there is another formula. If P is odd, the total number of triangles that can be formed is P plus 3 whole square divided by 48 and find the closest integer to it. I'll explain again what it means. If P is even, it will be P square by 48. Again, the closest integer to it. If you look at the number of scaling triangles, it will be P minus 3 whole square divided by 48. Again, take the closest integer to it. And if P is even, the number of scaling triangles that can be formed is P minus 6 whole square divided by 48 and the closest integer to it. What do I mean by the closest integer? Closest integer of say 8.8 will be 9. Closest integer of say 8.2 is 8. So whenever you are given a perimeter, first find out whether it is even or it is odd. If it is odd, use this particular formula, calculate P plus 3, calculate its square divided by 48, find out whichever integer is closest. If P is even, find out P square divided by 48, find out which integer is closer. If you are looking for scaling triangles, it will be P minus 3 whole square by 48 and P minus 6 whole square by 48 if P is even. Some of you might get a question or some of you might get a doubt. What if the number is 8.5? Then should we use it as 9 or should we use it as 8? What I can tell you is, in this particular case, whenever you are squaring any particular number and you divide it by 48, it will not be 0.5. The decimal will never be 0.5. A perfect square divided by 48 will be either greater than 0.5, the decimal, or it will be less than 0.5. So this question of what will happen if it is 8.5 or 9.5 will not arise for this particular case. So don't worry about it. This I have thought about it and I have actually proved it. It is not needed for you to prove it. You can just trust me when I say it. A perfect square divided by 48, the decimal will not be 0.5. So whenever you are calculating that number, you will either get it to be closer to one of the two integers. So you can easily figure it out. There won't be any ambiguity. In this particular case, what we are told is the perimeter is 99 units. So here we are told that P is 99. And we are required to calculate the number of scaling triangles. So we have to look at this particular column. And 99 is odd. So this is the formula we have to use. So the correct answer will be 99 minus 3 whole square divided by 48. Whichever integer is closest to it will be the answer. This will be 96 square, which is 96 into 96 divided by 48. This is 2, this is 192. So the answer for this particular question will be option C, which is 192. Let me look at Prathamesh. I don't know how to explain the theory behind this formula. It is not needed. If you want to calculate it, what I would tell you to do is this. Okay. You can figure it out. You calculate, given a perimeter P, the total number of equilateral triangles. Then you calculate the number of isosceles triangles. Once you calculate the total number of triangles, from that you subtract the number of equilateral triangles, which will be either 1 or 0. You can figure it out. Number of isosceles triangles, and then whatever is left is scaling triangles. But what I would tell you is, for the sake of CAT and XAT and other MBA exams, that theory is not really important. Anyway, let me look at the people who got this correct. They are Paribansar, Dhiren, Lakshya, Shantanu, Jahnavi, Ritika, two Ritikas, Kshitij, Matthew Sajid, Diti, Khushi, Abhishek, Anvik, Rahul. All of you guys got it correct. Let us look at the next one. This I think is a slightly tough question. Try to solve it, guys. Okay, guys. We'll first figure out what exactly is given. Let us draw a diagram. So you'll get an understanding of what exactly is given, and then we'll try to figure out how to calculate it. What we are told is that there are two circles. The radius of both the circles are given. One is 2r, one is r root 2. They intersect at points A and B. The centers of both the circles lie on the same side of AB. So if you assume that this is, say, the bigger circle, and this is, say, the smaller circle. This is the centers of the two circles, I think, are not given. O is the center of the bigger circle. Okay. This is O, and okay. Let us assume that this is O1. We are given some information. What we are basically asked to calculate is what is the area that is common to both the circles. We are told that if you join A and B like this, let us assume that this is A and this is B. We are told that this angle is 60 degrees. Whenever you are given that there is a chord which subtends 60 degrees at the center, you should immediately figure out that this will be an equilateral triangle. That is, ABO will be an equilateral triangle. Why is that the case? Because if you are looking at OA, that will be equal to the radius of the bigger circle, which is 2r. OB is also equal to the radius of the bigger circle, which is equal to 2r. So by definition, ABO is an isosceles triangle. Even without knowing the angle AOB, even if you are not told that it is 60 degrees, we know that both OA and OB are the radius, so both of them are the same. So this angle OAB, and this angle OBO will be the same. Now if you are told that the angle at the center is 60 degrees, both of them, if you calculate, will be equal to 180 minus 60 divided by 2, which will be equal to 60 degrees. So this will be 60 degrees, this will be 60 degrees. So angle ABO is an equilateral triangle. So this also will be equal to 2r. Now we can join O1 to A. This will be the radius of the smaller circle, and O1 to B. This also is the radius of the smaller circle. This is r root 2, and this is r root 2. If you are just drawing the triangle O1AB, it will look something like this. This is A, this is O1, this is B, this is 2r, this is r root 2, and this is r root 2. We can calculate this angle. We can just draw a perpendicular here. This will be r, this will be r, because AB is equal to 2r. So now you can figure out that if, say, this is x, AXO1 is a right angle triangle, so this is 45 degrees, because this is r and this is r root 2. This also is 45 degrees. For the same reason, this is r and this is r root 2. So essentially, this angle over here is 90 degrees. What we are essentially saying is that this angle is 90 degrees. Now, to avoid any confusion, let me draw the circle again, both the circles, and try to figure out what exactly is needed to be calculated. If you are drawing the two circles, this is the bigger circle, this is the smaller circle, this is AB, this is the center of the smaller circle, this is O1. This angle we are saying is 90 degrees. If you are looking for the area which is common to both the circles, we can divide it into three parts. This is part 1, which is, you can calculate this angle, this is 270 degrees. This is part of the smaller circle. The second one is the triangle AO1B. This is the second part. And this is the third part, which is outside the line AB, but inside the larger circle. We can calculate all three of them, and then we can sum them up to calculate the area common to both the circles. What is the area in one? This angle is 270 degrees. Therefore, the area is 270 divided by 360 into pi into the square of the radius, which is r root 2 whole square. Because remember that this is the smaller circle, this radius is r root 2. So this is 2r square. This will come to equal, this is 3 by 4 into 2, this is 3 by 2 pi r square. So this area is 3 by 2 pi r square. What is the area of the triangle? This triangle is like this. I just draw this triangle O1 AB. This is A. This is O1. This is B. This is R root 2. This is R root 2, and this is 2R. We have calculated that this is a right angle triangle. So the area of the triangle will be half into base into height, which is half into R root 2 into R root 2, which is equal to R square. Now we need to just calculate this also we have calculated. Now we need to just calculate the third part. But to calculate the third part, there is some more complication. What is the complication? Let me again draw the larger circle. This is the larger circle. And this is the smaller circle. This is AB. I am looking to calculate this area. To calculate this area, I will look at the larger circle and I'll join it over here. This is A, this is B. This angle we are told is 60 degrees. So from the perspective of the larger circle, what is the area of the sector AOB? The area of the sector is 60 divided by 360 into pi r square. This radius is 2r. So this is into 4r square. This is equal to 2 by, this is 6, right? So 2 by 3 pi r square. From this, subtract the area of the triangle OAB. What is the area of the triangle OAB? Like we discussed earlier, OAB is an equilateral triangle. This is 60 degrees, this is 60 degrees. Each side is equal to 2r. So triangle OAB, the area will be root 3 by 4 into r square. But here the side is 2r, so this is 4r square, which is root 3 r square. So from this sector, if you are subtracting the area of the triangle, you will get this shaded region. So the area of that shaded region, which is part 3 for us, is equal to 2 by 3 pi r square minus r square root 3. So we need to add this, this, and this. What is 3 by 2 pi r square plus 2 by 3 pi r square? 3 by 2 plus 2 by 3 is equal to 13 by 6. So 3 by 2 pi r square plus 2 by 3 pi r square will be 13 by 6 pi r square. This is taken care of. This is taken care of. Plus r square minus r square root 3. This will be the required answer. If you are looking at the options, I know this is a lengthy question. The option will be option C. Let me give a shout out to people who got this correct. Okay. This also is a lengthy question, guys. Try to solve it. Okay, no shout out. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I had to come with your actual. Give a shout out. In this question, we are told that two circles of radius 2 centimeters and 4 centimeters touch each other. Find the area of the triangle formed by all the three common tangents to the circles. So let us draw both the circles. This is one circle and this is the second circle. Let us assume that these are the two circles. Okay, now two circles like this will have three common tangents. Let us assume that this is the first common tangent and this is the second common tangent, and you will have one common tangent like this. What we are asked to calculate is the area of this triangle. Let us assume that this is O, this is A, this is B. Let the centers be P1 and let this be P2. The one thing I always tell students is whenever you are given a tangent and circles, it is always a good thing to join the center of the circle to the points of intersection of the tangent and the circle. That is, join P1 to this point here, join P1 to this point here. Why should we do it? Because we know that the line joining the point of intersection of the tangent and the circle to the center will always be perpendicular to the tangent. So we know that this is 90 degrees and this is 90 degrees. Similarly, from P2, if you join it here, this will be 90 degrees. And if you join it here, this will be 90 degrees. Let this 4 be, say this is X, this is Y, this is Z, and this is say W. Now you can join O2, P1 and P2. And let this point over here be something, I don't know, maybe say T. Now what we are required to calculate, always remember is, we are required to calculate OAB. And the strategy to calculate OAB is to calculate the length of OA, calculate the length of OB. It would look like by symmetry the length of OA and the length of OB will be the same, and we will calculate the length of AB. So to calculate the area of this triangle, we will calculate the length of the three sides of the triangle and then we can calculate its area. Another thing you should note is if you join or if you draw two tangents from a point outside the circle, the lengths of both the tangents will be the same. So for example, this is say some circle. If this is say R and if this is say M and N, RM will be equal to Rn. This is always true for any tangent which is drawn to any two tangents which are drawn from the same point. We'll use that quite a lot over here because if you look at the point B, BY and BT are the tangents to the smaller circle. So they should be equal in length. Let that length be equal to say smaller. This will be L and this will be L. Similarly, if you are looking at BT and BZ, there are two tangents drawn from B to the bigger circle. So again, they have to be equal in length. So if BT is equal to L, BZ will also be equal to L. The other side, which is from AX, AW and AT, just by symmetry, this also will be L, this also will be L, because from A, you are drawing two tangents to the smaller circle. And from A, you are drawing two tangents to the bigger circle, so this also will be equal to L. Why are we doing all of this? We are doing all of this because we can try to figure out the lengths of the three sides of the triangle. We know that P1T is the radius of the smaller circle, this is true. P1X is the radius of the smaller circle, this is true. P1Y is the radius of the smaller circle, this is true. P2T is also the radius of the larger circle, that is 4. P2Z is 4. P2W is also 4. So far, so good. But still, we are not able to figure out the length of either OA or OB or AD. Now, if you look at it, what I want you to look at is just two triangles. The triangles are O1, P1 and Y, and the other triangle is this is OP1Y and OP2Z. That is this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Just for the sake of clarity, let me draw just those two triangles again. This is O. I'm joining it to the center of the smaller circle. This is P1. And here there is some 90 degrees. This is O1 P1. Now I'm extending it further like this. I'm extending this line also further. I'm getting P2. And I'm drawing a perpendicular like this. This is Z. This is basically what we are doing. From O1, we drew P1, we extended it to P2. From O, we drew a line to Y, we extended it till Z. This is how it looks. What we know is that P1Y is 2. This is the radius of the smaller circle. P2Z is 4. This is the radius of the larger circle. We know P1, P2. P1, P2 is 6 centimeters. Because remember that P1T is 2 and P2T is 4. So the sum of both of them is 4. Using this, can we actually calculate the length of OY and OZ? Now you will realize that we can actually do it. How can we do it? Because the triangle OP1Y is similar to the triangle OP2Z. So if you assume that OP1 is say L, L divided by L plus 6 will be equal to 2 by 4. Or the value of L is equal to, or the value of 2L will be L plus 6, or the value of L is 6 centimeters. So this will be 6 centimeters. OP1 is 6. Now OP1Y is a right angle triangle. OP1 is the hypotenuse. So we can calculate this length of OY. This will be square root of 6 square minus 2 square. That is 36 minus 4, which will be square root of 32. What is square root of 32? It is 4 times square root of 2. Similarly, if you are looking at OP2, the sum is 6 plus 6, which is 12 centimeters. That is the hypotenuse. 4 is the other side. So OZ can be calculated. What is the length of OZ? That will be square root of 12 square minus 4 square, which is square root of 144 minus 16, which is equal to square root of 128, which is 8 square root of 2. Why did we do all of this? We did all of this because now if you look at it, this length we have calculated is 4 square root 2. This bigger length that we calculated is 8 square root 2. The difference between both of them is 2L. 4 square root 2 and this is 8 square root 2. The difference between them is 2L. So the value of L is equal to 2 square root 2. So this will be 2 square root 2. This will be 2 square root 2. This and this are also 2 square root 2. Now if I am just drawing the diagram of OAB, and we also know the length of OP1. OP1 is 6 centimeters. That also we have calculated, this is just 6. So if you are just drawing this by ignoring the circles, okay, just to avoid any confusion, let us assume that this is O, this is P1, this is P2, and over here in the middle somewhere we have P also, right? This is this P. OP1 we assume is 6, PT is 2, P2T is 4. I'm just ignoring the circles, and we have a right angle triangle in this. This we have calculated, this is 2, this is 4 root 2, right? Yeah. This is 4. And we have drawn something like this. This also we have calculated. This is 2 and this is 4. This is basically what we have calculated. And we have drawn this. This will be A and this will be B. This is 2 root 2 and this is 2. So what we know is we wanted OA. OA will be equal to 6 root 2. We wanted OB. OB is also equal to 6 root 2. And we wanted AB. That also can be calculated. I think AB will be equal to, yeah, this is 2 root 2 and 2 root 2, so the AB will be equal to 4 root 2. We also know the height of this triangle. The height of this triangle is 6 plus 2, which is 8. So basically we have a triangle like this. This is O, this is B, this is A, this is 6 root 2, this is 6 root 2, this is 4 root 2, this over here is 8. We need to calculate the area of this triangle. There are multiple ways we can do it. The simplest way is that this is the base and this is the height. Therefore, the area of the triangle is half into 8 into 4 root 2. This will be 2. So, this is equal to 16 root 2. So, the answer for this question will be 8 square root 8, which if you simplify is just equal to 16 square root 2. Because square root of 8 is 4 into 2. So, that will be 16 into square root of 2. Okay guys, that is it for today. I don't want to keep you long because we have the examination tomorrow. I just wanted to tell you that I wanted to put full effort, be confident of yourself and give your best on the day of the examination, which is tomorrow. Please do like the stream. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. I'll check out the doubts that you might have. I don't think there are any doubts. Yeah, Shubhang is correct. The answer is 16 root 2. Okay guys, that is it for today. Please do like the stream and thanks for staying with us even with all the technical issues.